Last year, my firm doubled its capacity. Transactional work increased 3 to 4 times. Turnaround times improved. We had fewer jobs open at any one time. We were working with better fit clients. None of that happened because we worked harder. It happened because of 3 decisions we made in January. Now, if your business grew last year, but you're still feeling stretched, still feeling like growth created more problems than it solved, this is probably why. Your business, it had a good year, and that's the problem. Good is the enemy of better. And most business owners can't tell the difference between a business that grew and a business that's ready to grow further. Most business owners think that hitting capacity is a sign of success. It is, but it's also a warning sign. So last year my firm doubled its capacity. I'll tell you exactly how and the 3 decisions that made it possible. So here's what most business owners experience when things go well. So revenue grows, the team gets busier. You start pushing back on new work to service existing commitments. And the owner, you start filling all the gaps. And the business that felt like it was growing, it starts to feel like it's stuck. That's not a growth problem, that's a capacity problem. And there's a difference. Growth says more work is coming. Capacity says you don't have the structure to handle it without breaking something. And most businesses have a ceiling. It's not set by the market, it's set by your pricing, it's set by your systems. So when demand rises faster than capacity, the owner, you become the bottleneck. Every constraint gets resolved the same way. You personally step in and fix it. And that works until it doesn't. I see this all the time, a business owner who can grow the revenue, but can't grow the business that delivers it. But the good news, look, this is a design problem. It's not a discipline problem. So in my business, we did 3 things differently last year. The first one, we set specific time-bound goals. Not we want to improve turnaround times. A specific target, a specific deadline, one person who owned it. A vague goal would have been, let's improve client service. A useful goal is that the first pass completion rate is above 90%, and we review that every Friday. Secondly, we focused on weekly lead indicators, not just revenue and profit at the end of the month, the things that predict those outcomes before they happen. On-time information from clients, first pass accuracy on deliverables, cycle time from request to completion. We reviewed those numbers every week, not to punish us or what was off, but to adjust in real time before it became a bigger problem. Third, monthly reviews, not just how are we going, a structured look at what's working and what's not, and what changes next. Those 3 things moved us from reacting to problems to preventing them, from hoping things would work out to making sure they did. These weren't process tweaks, they were mindset shifts. So here's the honest version of last year. Things improved significantly. But by the end of the year, transactional demand had risen faster than capacity. We were pushing back new projects again. Good clients were waiting longer than they should. Good is not great. And that gap between where you are and where you could be is exactly where a plan should operate. Not a plan that sits in your drawer, but a plan that tells you what changes next quarter, what you measure this week, and who owns it. And that's what this year looks like for us. If your business had a good year, but you're still feeling stretched, this is the plan. 3 steps, 1 page, 90 days. So step 1 is building a capacity model on 1 page. Not on a spreadsheet, not on a 40-page business plan, just on 1 page. 4 questions, write them down now. Where are you now? Your current capacity, your current constraints, and what's causing the work to come in. Is it seasonal? Is it linked to specific clients or services? So where do you need to be in 90 days? 3 specific outcomes. Not grow revenue, be specific. What changes first? 3 actions, each one with an owner and a due date. What will you measure weekly? Not just revenue. The lead indicators that predict whether you're going to hit your targets. And look, most owners skip this because it feels too simple. And that's the point. A plan should make decisions easier, not give you more to ignore. And the bottleneck questions that we're answering here, where is the work piling up? What can be automated or streamlined? Do you need to upskill someone or bring in a different resource? So those 4 questions on 1 page, that's a plan. So step 2 is run a 90-day sprint with 3 key actions. Not 10, just 3. 90 days is the right window, short enough to stay focused, long enough to make real progress, and long enough to know whether something has worked. For each action, 3 things: an owner, a due date, a definition of what success looks like. We're not saying improve client communication, that's just a direction. What's more useful is send a weekly status update to every active client by Friday. Who's the owner? The account manager. When's it due? End of this quarter, end of this month. Success is 0 client chases in the final month. Now that's a sprint action, but most planning fails not because the goals are wrong. It fails because no one owns the outcome. And an action without an owner, that's just a wish. So choose the 3 things that will make the biggest measurable difference this quarter. Assign each one to a person. Set the date. Define what done looks like. 3 actions, 1 owner each, 90 days. That's a sprint. Step 3, track those weekly lead measures. Most businesses track outcomes: revenue, profit, jobs completed. And those numbers tell you what happened last month. But lead measures tell you what's going to happen next month. And the difference is an outcome measure tells you the score at the end of the game. A lead measure tells you whether your preparation is working before the game happens. So in my business, lead measures look like this: on-time information from clients, first pass-through accuracy on deliverables, and cycle time from request to completion. Those 3 numbers, which we review every Friday, they tell me more about where the business is heading than any of the month-end reports. So if you're only reviewing your business, if that only happens at the end of the month, you're always 1 month late. Instead, do this. Review your lead measures weekly, not to punish what's off track, but to adjust in real time before it costs you. A plan you're reviewing weekly, it's alive. A plan that's only reviewed monthly is slow. 1 page, 3 steps, 90 days. Map your capacity, run 3 focused actions, and track the measures that predict your results. Look, this isn't about working harder. Every owner I work with is already doing that. It's about designing a business that gets better, not just bigger. Where to from here? First step, download the free 1-page business plan. The link's in the description, and it's got the 4 questions, the action format, and the lead measure template built in. You can fill it in this week. 1 page, 1 quarter, done. Look, your business had a good year. Now let's make sure that next year is better and not by accident.